let me explain to you why my own work system is 2 days. It has to be 2 days. 2024, in January, I made a video where I was talking about my goals for the year. Did I make a video on that? Okay. Anyway, in January, some video talked about that. I wanted to plan ahead. I wanted a thing wherein, going forward, I am going to come to a point wherein I wanted to go to work only once. See, because the previous years, I realized just how exhausting it was working every day. Not that that's a bad thing if it works for you, okay? But just keep in mind, I'm just trying to explain my own thing, my own transition. So, in January, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it such that I transition to a point where I only go to work once. That was going to give me a whole lot of sense of rest and recuperation every time before work. So I tried it for a couple of months, maybe 1 or 1.5 months. I tried it. I only went to work once. Here was the problem. So I go to work on Sunday. Let's say I grossed around 70 something, and then I had to bring out at the time I was still putting in as much fuel as I needed for the entire day before I even started the day. So I'd put in somewhere around 40k worth of fuel, right? Because the fuel thing had happened by then. So it was looking like my returns were not looking good, because if I take out 40 from, like, let's say 77 in gross, I'm left with only 37 as profit for the day. And it's like, it's a Sunday. Why would I just have only 30 something as profit? This was when, around the time when that thing happened, wherein I put in so much fuel, I go out to work and I just couldn't get customers enough to even exhaust the fuel. So I realized that, yeah, maybe it's not a very good idea to do that, especially in the months where you're not sure of getting trips back to back and the customers are not really forthcoming. So I now changed it up a bit, wherein I go out to work and then whatever I get, I take out 20k instead of 40. I take out half of what I would have normally taken out, and started the upper Sunday. Okay? And what I then realized with this is that, okay, now I'm able to actually get a whole lot more, because again, think about it like this. If I go to work on a Sunday and I come home with 77,000 in gross and I take out 20, I'm still left with 57 pure profit. Okay, pure profit, because this 20 I will start the next Sunday's work. And I keep saying Sunday because that's my day. You can choose any other day, but Sunday is my day. I prefer. There are no traffics on the road, there are no VIUs, and a lot of people are moving. So yeah, that's why it's my day. Then what I then realized was that also I wasn't happy with the returns. It was 57, but I felt like, nah, I mean, if I kept getting, because understand that the gross keeps changing. Some weeks might be more, some weeks might be less. So if I keep taking out 20, it just doesn't serve me as well as I want it to. Because that means if it's a 4-week thing, then maybe my return for the month would be like 200 and something, and I can't go beyond that. Or maybe 200 or 100 and something, depending on what the gross is for that day. So I decided, okay, you know what, let me go to work in the week. And then I wanted to add 2 extra days, just in the evenings. I tried it out. I went to work first on a Tuesday, and then when I came back, I brought out like 7k to start the next day work. I also went to work on a Wednesday. Sometimes Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. I had to pick out any day anyway in the week apart from Sunday. So I did that, and then one time I went to work and it seems like I didn't even get my fuel money. Or it was like, sorry, all I got was my fuel money in no profit, or the profit was like 2k. And it's like, this is a perfect waste of time, of life. How can you go out all day and all you got was 2K after the driving and all the hours spent? This is sorry. This is a very pointless thing. So I had to take out one day. I said, let me do just the one day. That was when I discovered Friday. I'm like, okay, think about it. A lot of people are off work on Friday. So sometimes from work, they even go partying and all that. Some other people, they know the next day is no work, so it's fine. Let's go out, stay out late and all that. So I expected, yeah, there will be more activity in the late hours of the night on a Friday than there would be other days of the week. So that was my thinking. So I decided, okay, I want to go Friday. And I could have gone Saturday, to be precise, to be honest with you. I would have gone Saturday, but I needed just a one day off, one day rest after work before I start the other day. Because Saturday would have also been a very, very perfect day. So for you who work Saturday and Sunday, very good for you. If you yourself, you would have attested to the fact that there is a very good result, especially, Saturday night and then going into Sunday. Then, so I picked up Friday, and then after Friday work, I realized that okay, at least this one gave me some amount of profit. So yeah, it's good, beyond 2K and all that, so it's good. Now, what I did not factor in was this: the month where I was trying out these things was a very, very huge factor. Because if I tried out this in, let's say, December or one of the best months like June, I would have gotten a very good result that would have made it seem like, oh, it is a very, very good idea to go once a week, or it's a very good idea to go 3 times in a week. Whatever the case may be, it would have been good. But I think I was trying this around March. In March, things were just picking back up after the February Ramadan season into the Salah, and then, everything was just kind of picking back up. So either way, I just decided that if I go to work on Sunday, and then let's say again, I'm using 77,000 as gross. If I made 77 at the end of the day, I bring out 7K to start the next weekday work. My main profit becomes 70,000. And then I start the day with 7K, and maybe by the end of the day, I topped up maybe another 5, maybe 10K. Rarely 10 anyway. Sometimes it comes around 12K total for spent for a weekday work. Sometimes 12K, sometimes 13K, depending on how busy it is. But I buy as I go because I hate the idea of just buying and then not using it. I don't like that. So I need to be very certain about the business, right? So when I started that system, and then on a Friday I go to work, and I end up getting somewhere around, because there was a time fuel was selling, this was last year, there was a time fuel was selling around maybe 800 and things like that. So I realized to get 20 liters, you don't need 20,000. You don't need 20,000, right? You need somewhere around 18,000, 19,000, sometimes 17,000. So I just needed 20 liters to start my Sunday walk in the day, right? So that was all I was hustling for. And then when I got that, I was good. So when I go out on a Friday, let's say I made somewhere around 25,000. Then I take out my 18K, I still have 7K in profit. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, that's good. Sometimes I get 5K in profit. I'm like, okay, fine, that's good. But then the Friday work seems like all it serves to do is to give me fuel for Sunday. Because on a Sunday, I then rake in the most amount in profit. And I think the most I've made in one day in pure profit had to be like 80 something actually. 80 something in one day, pure profit, no encumbrance. So that's why for me, it had to be 2 days. So I need you to keep this in mind and understand. So when I make my calculation and analysis, it's not because there's something about 2 days. I'm just trying to explain to you why for me, it had to be 2 days. Church is an example of somebody who doesn't do 2 days, okay? He does every single day, I believe. Evenings, right? In the evenings, he just drives out and then he does his work, and I believe it's working for him because his numbers are quite impressive, and some other people who have also started quite impressive numbers, right? and you can tell that everybody's building their own system in a way that it works best for them, and I implore you and join you to do the same. Okay, one other thing, I think I just add this one as a bonus thing. Like, I love whenever I go out for work on a Sunday, I love that sort of a trip wherein it starts from, uh, let's say from Lokoguma. You give me a trip that takes me all the way down to Gwarimpa, to Dawaki, to Kubwa, and then from Kubwa I know I'm going to get something all the way down to Apo, legislative, resettlement, Guzape, Asokoro, things like that, right? And then from there again, I just love those long trips like this, from here to there. Whenever a trip takes me to Wuse, I consider Wuse the center of the town. Wherever you're going from Wuse, the price is not always very good. Anybody going from Wuse to Gwarimpa may pay like 2,000 something, depending on which side in Gwarimpa. If it's like 6th Avenue, obviously the price will be more. But generally, okay, it's not as high as when a person goes from, let's say, train station in Kubwa all the way to Pengasin Estate in Lokogoma. All the way, you see prices like 9K, 11K, and all that. It's very good whenever that's what you're getting, instead of all the little blah you're able to. Okay, let me not insist on people who love short trips, because short trips are also great, but it's up to you. Okay, bye bye.